Don't you find it funny that people are just now catching on to something I've been saying for years on this platform? Actually, it was the premise of a lot of my content before a lot of janky ass people started to make their way to my platform trying to be relevant. But the gag is, all I did was start where R. Kelly led me with I Admit, the same song that a lot of people try to put their janky narratives on just to hear him say the same thing.
This call is from a federal prison. This call is from Robert Kelly. This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. You may begin speaking now. I got 2 minutes. Let's go. First, I want to thank my fans for being the realest. Now let's get down to business on this breezy remix. Had to make this phone call just to let you know you ain't shit. These questions on my mind. These questions on my mind. You still selling my music, making all this money. Don't even send shit to my books for commentary. No, I'm in this place, I know I don't deserve it. These questions on my mind. These questions on my mind. Did I build you up? Build you up? Did I broke you up? No, how you not gonna show me love? Show me love. I'm not talking about no tree. Tell me who's getting all my cash? Where's my money? Tell me who's getting paid for my crime? All of that's supposed to be mine. Oh, who gave you 34 years? Who made you billions of dollars? Who put the heart in the fire and it's killing me and myself, making me all of that. Tell me who's sitting on the mind? Who's sitting on the mind? Residuals. I just need to know. Tell me who. They just called Rick. I gotta go.
They ain't expect the king of R&B to jump on this residual challenge and bless Chris Brown's song, especially when you got all this AI and other janky ass shit floating around. Make sure you like this video, share it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's get into why R. Kelly has had the internet on fire since he dropped his residual challenge. Then maybe some of my content will begin to sink in for all those people who came to the internet to, in my opinion, interfere with R. Kelly's due process and or get ahead of other janky-ass narratives they put out there for federal agents to pick up on, especially when it comes to these weird-ass, janky-ass, bad act witnesses and these provocateurs who were on these platforms so-called helping R. Kelly but couldn't even drive home the major points that I put on display. Now, in my opinion, they knew that if they did the same thing they did last time in trying to trump up charges against Robert Kelly and then allow him to keep dropping music, the same thing would have happened as it did then and he would have been acquitted. But instead, we got all these smoke screens and everybody diverting from a simple point that I made, even if you believed all of these conspiracies that just so happened to emerge after the man started to inquire about his money. So to sit back and continue to watch this so-called enterprise do some shit that should have been done at the very height of these allegations is very comical to me, especially when they form these lawsuits that they have dismissed just to have to refile. When if the people that allegedly were working for this man had stood on business and protected this man's brand, a lot of these allegations would have been called out from the beginning instead of letting these crisis actors get on these platforms and taint public perspective for another agenda that they don't even comprehend them damn self, which is fraud. So instead of piggybacking off of my research and then getting mad when I won't release janky ass information that they get together and conspire to put out here is beyond me, especially when some of these individuals who were implicated have been behind the scenes this whole time and could have cleared a lot of shit up before the trial. So when I see certain individuals respond to R. Kelly's residual challenge, and like I said, they wasted years on these platforms thinking about nobody but themselves and or using other people to voice out certain opinions instead of, as I said from day one, protecting this man's brand, listening to obviously what he keeps saying that goes over slow people's heads, and stand on business when it comes to demanding R. Kelly's residuals. Now, it's cute that they can get on these fan pages in the comments giving out shout outs and kudos, but it looks pretty suspicious if you ask me, especially when, like I said, some of these same individuals were included in these allegations who weren't part of this one-man RICO while this man's sitting in jail singing about money that he has been owed for years. Yet because people are so fickle, they can sit here and listen to this audio and act brand new and act like this is the first time this man has inquired about where his money is. The people that have been riding the slow bus throughout YouTube could never understand why I wasn't going to be debating with no janky-ass informants or going back with janky-ass people trying to be relevant and putting themselves dead into the middle of an investigation dealing with these weird-ass people on these fan pages. The point that I'm going to make with this video, the same collages that had janky ass people feeling some type of way could have been properly explained by people in the know instead of allowing individuals to get on here and make this man look a hot ass fucking fool just to double back after the man's trial and try to do what they should have did 5-6 years ago, which is suing Lifetime. Duh. It didn't take me long to uncover the fact that some of these individuals and corporations with an invested interest into keeping these narratives going, as Snitch Nine said on his platform when he said they got people to lie, it didn't take a genius to recognize how they were playing with these witnesses right in the public's face while using janky-ass crisis actors to keep the public riled up with stuff that they claim they knew while fraudulent-ass people continue to defraud the public in the name of R. Kelly. So I'm going to bring this full circle. Not only should R. Kelly be inquiring about his residuals from these record labels that he started out talking about years ago, we should be zoning in on these people who came up with these GoFundMes and other janky-ass fundraising attempts when they deliberately destroyed a trust account which could have protected some of R. Kelly's money that was coming in instead of putting it all in the commissary to award to these janky-ass bad act witnesses, which clearly shows motivation in them continuing to participate on these platforms with the storylines that they leaked and then tried to backtrack from. Now just imagine, if I didn't deliberately document all of this janky activity on these platforms and put them in forms of collages to confuse the slow people out here, they would have never been triggered by the fact that I'm just reminding you all of all the lies they've put out here against this man that they're going to have to stand on at the end of the day that I said didn't have nothing to do with what we're talking about, which is where the fuck is R. Kelly's money? Make this shit make sense. Oh, and by the way, just to clear up the confusion, Jennifer Bongine did come out and confirm that that is R. Kelly on this residual challenge. And it's funny that YouTube tries to incorporate R. Kelly's music back into the playlist. Yet let me remind you, I never had to come on my platform and make bogus allegations and be surprised by the superseding indictments to stand on business and say, this shit janky as fuck. But I'ma keep on watching and I'ma let you know what happens as it occurs. Have a good day and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already.